all about racing, and it's on RSPN Sports every Friday at 12 noon. Okay, let's talk some really racing, okay? What's going on? What's going on with Kurt Busch, okay? I don't know. James Finch will likely see his Phoenix Racing team unload for next year's Daytona 500, but he's kind of wondering in the back of his mind if he's joining the world of Bill Murray's Groundhog Day. His team, Finch's team, a single-car effort with more NASCAR success in the Cup Series than probably any drivers or any teams out there in his positions and or can lay claim to. Finch just a week removed from the bad publicity his then-suspended driver, Kurt Busch, got away with, but he rejoined the number 51 team last weekend at Michigan International Speedway, even though he had fears that he was riding in a crashing plane with Busch. That was Finch's words himself. Finch made a decision that most owners have opted not to make since Busch's services suddenly became available after the end of 2011. Is it a mistake? I say it's a mistake, and one that will continue Busch's reputation of leaving things a little worse than what he found them, okay? Sure, incredibly talented driver, 24-time winner at NASCAR's top level, laid claim to the 2004 Series title, but since he registered that lifeline of a championship, that's the only reason he's got what he had. The odds that Busch has a job right now basically laid claim to because of his 2004 trophy. Busch has found a way to let his emotions and self-righteousness ruin the best rides a NASCAR driver could ever expect to have, want to have. After a 2005 incident with a police officer in Arizona that only escalated due to Busch's inability to be level-headed, he was canned 2 races early from a planned departure from Roush Fenway Racing. Last season, Busch had to be restrained during interviews with reporters. The final straw for Busch was when he was unnecessarily explicit towards an ESPN report at the season's last race in Homestead. He was released from Penske Racing just a couple weeks later. Then he tried to best paint himself as a troubled soul looking for redemption. With a brand new website and later signing with Finch's Phoenix Racing, it was going to be old school racing, and Busch said that probably a lot more fun. But then the season started somewhat predictably for the underfunded operation as Busch struggled and he tore up a lot of cars. Things were going to plan on the sponsorship hunt, and the strain seemed to take over Busch's emotions again, okay, time and time after again. After 2 pit road incidents, one of which led his former teammate Ryan Newman to discuss a chemical imbalance in Busch's brains. Busch earned a fine and a probation in the week following May's Darlington race. That probation eventually led to Busch's most recent trouble when he threatened a reporter following at the Dover Nationwide race. NASCAR acted on behalf of the sensible people, suspended Busch for 1 week. If James Finch really knew what his best was for his operation, he'd suspend Busch himself, using maybe Busch's services for the rest of the season, maybe. But I don't know. I would take him out. Said last week that plenty of good drivers didn't have jobs, so why did he take that leap? You know, why did he lay claim to Kurt Busch? I don't know what the results would have been, what he was expecting. You know, insanity is when you keep doing things over and over and expecting different results. The sponsors are pretty much were at arm's distance from Busch before he tried to con them into believing that he was a changed man. And now they're pretty much running full speed away from Busch and Finch. Finch made a statement that we've met with Kurt. At the end of the day, we are all racers, so we're going to race together with Kurt, the number 51 Phoenix Racing Chevrolet. We know adjustments have to be made, and how to fix that is between Kurt and myself, and we're going to do it. We're going to go to the track. We're going to work hard. We're going to race hard, and we're going to work on trying to attract sponsors, and we're going to do that together. Busch, talented as he may be, won't bring anything worthwhile to Finch's operation for the duration of this season. Probably going to take a long time to Finch to realize that. Then again, Busch, he has another altercation with a member of the media. In his first interaction with the media following his one-race suspension for a verbal altercation with a member of the media, Kurt Busch had another brief altercation. Okay, this time it became with ESPN's Marty Smith following Busch's third-place run in Saturday's Nationwide race. Per NASCAR rules, any driver who finishes in top 3 is mandated to first talk with the MRN radio on pit road, then visit the infield media center. Busch skipped his pit road obligation, and when told in the media center that MRN had reported he'd left without fulfilling his obligations reported, Busch basically said, yeah, that's what everybody says, don't they? He then left the media center, followed by a trail of reporters, okay, including Smith, Bush then told Smith to come over with the camera. When Smith did, Bush refused the interview, saying that, you ever hear of sarcasm? He's pretty ballsy there. I don't know what. I'd have thrown him out a long time ago. Bush later returned to the media center to say that it was great to drive a car. That's all he stated. The latest flare-up comes 2 weeks after Bush had words with Bob Pockras from the Sporting News following a nationwide race at Dover. For that incident, Bush received a 1-week suspension from NASCAR. Team owner James Finch ordered Bush to stay away from the media and the return of the track at Michigan. However, when Bush finished third, NASCAR's mandate forced him to meet with the reporters. Unlikely NASCAR will penalize Bush for his latest incident because he did show up. He just said it was great to drive a car, but that's of little consequence compared to the bigger issues Bush faces. He needs an owner willing to give him a ride and sponsors willing to fork over the cash to support a competitive racing team. To this point, sponsors haven't shown a willingness to associate their brand or anything else with Bush. And while Finch provided Bush a second chance after his ouster at Penske Racing, and now a third one after his one-race suspension, will Finch stand by his driver after yet another incident that could have been easily avoided? I don't know. I think the guy is the chemical imbalance. I like what Brian Newman said. So you guys don't go away. We're going to come back, and we're going to be talking about Danica Patrick.
You want. No, you need to keep your vehicle on the road. Then you better take it to Hot Rays Auto Repair. Hot Rays Auto Repair, where our master certified ASE technician meets all of your needs. From tires to engines, any make or model, foreign or domestic, gas or diesel, even RVs, all at competitive rates. Our technician must be the best of the best. He maintains every JJ's Hot Rays limousine and keeps them on the road all around Brevard. Make Hot Rays Auto Repair your auto service source. Call us today.
A Best Air and Heat Incorporated, family-owned, family-operated, serving Brevard for 25 years. Our highly trained and certified technicians provide only the best service available, $39.95 service calls. We offer same-day service with planned maintenance agreements, free estimates on all system changeouts and all your residential and commercial air conditioning and heat service, and repairs on all makes and models. We use the best equipment with full warranties, providing parts and supplies for the guys that want to do it themselves. Remember, service is our business, maintaining the highest level of integrity in the business, a member of the Better Business Bureau, and we accept all major credit cards. A Best Air and Heat Incorporated. Give us a call at 321-725-8758.
Centrix Financial Services, Inc., a full-service mortgage company currently licensed in 19 states. At Centrix Financial Services, Inc., we provide the opportunity for mortgage professionals to achieve. We are currently seeking to hire branch managers and loan officers who possess a great work ethic, honesty, and the desire to be the best. At Centrix, we pride ourselves on customer service. We are fully committed in helping the employee close loans as efficiently and quickly as possible. As loan officers, if you aren't closing loans, then none of us are moving forward. You are the most important part of the company and always will be treated in that manner. For more information, call 954-416-3940.
Let's talk Danica Patrick. Okay, we're back from that short break. For most of its existence, the web hosting company GoDaddy.com has built basically an image apparently cultivated by love-starved 14-year-old boys. Skin, sass, and temptation. It's worked well enough that GoDaddy has become an institution, one you wouldn't want to show your mom, okay? Along the way, the company's centerpiece, the insanely controversial NASCAR driver Danica Patrick, has doffed her fire suit more than one time or two. The star of the record 10 Super Bowl ads, Patrick has been willing to participate in campaigns that skirt flyovers, state notions of decency. Even so, Patrick has always had a wry smile on the ads, like basically she was in on the joke all the time. For instance, Patrick is feeling an urge to shower. You get the idea. Now, though Patrick and GoDaddy are looking to go legit, or at least a little more legit, as USA Today notes, GoDaddy has hired a new advertising firm and is taking a less raunchy approach to its ads. That will in turn mean that Patrick likely won't be disrobing or body paint scantily clad models anymore. The attention-grabbing tactics served their purpose. They did. She did a great job at it. I love every one of the ads. I like watching her. I met her the whole bit. She's cool. I look forward to seeing her all the time. But as the company grows, you tend to find yourself accommodating to the masses more as opposed to trying to be polarizing. Patrick said that they achieved that side, that they just need to have that solid mainstream presence, and and that trustworthiness and credibility and things that come along with taking a slightly more safer route, and she's ready for it. And that seems to be fine, basically, with Patrick, who is moving into the more conservative direction herself. Sponsor-wise, Coca-Cola, Testot Watches, and Nationwide Insurance, among others, are companies that don't need Patrick to ride on a hood in a bikini. Patrick has become under considerable scrutiny and criticism for her perceiving line jumping and moving through NASCAR's ranks. But put it this way, she's not as popular as she is because of her on-track statistics. Still, de-emphasizing the sexy side of her person as a savvy more to combat much of the criticism that she receives and to help move her brand forward. Next step, all she's got to do is win a doggone race. Just win a damn race, Patrick. A little more news, okay? Let's go to, we talked about Kurt Busch. We talked about Danica Patrick. How about Kyle Busch? 3 weeks ago, Kyle Busch was one of the hottest drivers in the Sprint Car Series. He's on a run 4 straight top finishes, including Richmond, and he looked at to stay comfortable in the top 10 in the point standings all over through the summer. But the optimism has changed. Engine issues have been, in the last 3 races, have been basically disastrous for him, including Sunday's Quicken Lone 400 in Michigan. As a result, he's now 12th in points, standing 26 points behind 10th place Brad Keselowski. Last Sunday, Busch had some early speed, but was back in the pack after making an extra pit stop to fix some damage when he scraped a wall. He loves that wall. But then Busch was forced to take the car to the garage because of his engine. And while he was able to get back on it, he finished 32nd, 43 laps down. At Dover, Busch was 29th. At Pocono, he finished 30th. 3 straight engine-plagued races for any team, let alone a single driver, is troublesome. But it may be especially so for a team like Joe Gibbs Racing, okay? Joe Gibbs has been around a long, long time. He had previously run his own in-house engine shop and merged engine operations with Toyota Racing Development in an effort to increase performance and reliability. I don't think it's worked. Thanks to the Richmond win, Busch is in line for his first wild card, and while Casey Kane's misfortune in Michigan helped, Busch's margin for error has all but disappeared. Kane, Ryan Newman, and Joey Logano each have a win, while winless so far this year, Carl Edwards is ahead of Busch in the standings. You guys will be right back. Wright Sports Apparel, 2 locations and 10 years in running at the Super Flea and Farmers Market west of I-95 off of O'Galley Boulevard, and a brand new location in Old Town Historic Melbourne, 822 East New Haven Avenue in Old Town Melbourne. Jerseys, jackets, Nike, Reebok shoes, hats, jewelry, magnetic signs. Support your favorite team, football, baseball, basketball, NASCAR. It doesn't matter. Wear your favorite teams, 40 teams in 40 days at 2 locations at the Super Flea and Farmers Market west of I-95 and in Melbourne at 822 West New Haven Avenue. Visit www.facebook.com/Wright Sports. It's a great place to win. Whether you're fishing the beach, the inland rivers, freshwater, or landing that big one offshore, Tom's Fishing Tackle. All your fishing tackle needs. A brand new shop, 2600 Aurora Road, big city of Melbourne. They're open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. New, used, custom work, a 20% savings compared to all. Abdu Garcia, Penn, Shimano, Mitchell, Fluger Reels. Over 1,000 offshore new and used reels at a fraction of a cost. Penn, Redbone, Okuma, Rod, Rapella, Storm, Mirror, Hurricane, Rebel, Trigger, Bomber, all your lure needs. They have frozen bait, $2.50 for a half pound of frozen shrimp compared to $4 at most places. All your lead, 20 cents an ounce. They're open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. You can give them a call at 622-8667. And while you're there, you got to visit Bubba's Backyard Barbecue. It's right next door. Best barbecue you've ever tasted. I'll bet on it. That's Penny Any Subs at 2440 Minton Road in West Melbourne, and you got it right because NASCAR's back with 14 screens, cold beer, lunch specials, and the almost famous signature subs. Happy hours Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday, open pool tournament, and Wednesday free pool. And on Friday and Saturdays, we just relax and have fun. But on Sundays, it's race day, and the fun is free. And bikers are always welcome. That's Penny Any Subs, 2440 Minton Road in West Buckeye, Melbourne. Back from a short break, Dale Earnhardt wins at Michigan. After 143 races, 4 years later, he wins. Man, what a spectacular finish. The audience was going crazy. Everybody was It was great. It was good for Junior, and it was great for NASCAR. I think I even got to the point myself, and I've been following it for 25 years, that I was getting bored. We all needed a hero, and in NASCAR, Earnhardt has the name of the hero. And we needed it, he needed it, NASCAR needed it, and I'm glad that it happened. Tony Stewart finished second. 4 years ago, Tony Stewart finished second, okay? It was a great race. Tony Stewart did get a little sarcastic by explaining, okay, they asked him what he thought about Dale Earnhardt Jr. winning, okay, finally after 143 races, and Tony Stewart basically made a statement that this is not a national holiday or nothing. It was a race, okay? So I thought it was pretty funny with Tony Stewart coming off like that, but Tony Stewart did a great job. Dale Earnhardt first, Tony Stewart second, Matt Kenseth third, Greg Biffle, which I had said would finish in the top three. Greg Biffle finished fourth. He's done a great job this year. Jimmy Johnson fifth, Jeff Gordon sixth, Clint Bowyer seventh, Montoya eighth, Ambrose ninth, Kevin Harvick 10th, Edwards 11th, Martin Truex Jr. 12th. They all did a great job. 14 finished on the top lap. It was a great race, 2-mile race, over 200 mile an hour, some of them 204, 206 mile an hour. Earnhardt led 95 laps for a total winning of $168,000. He did a great job. My hat's off to the Earnhardt and to Richard Childress. I mean, you got to figure, first place, fifth place, sixth place. He did a great job, though. Great Father's Day present for Richard Childress, and it came out great. In your point standing, going into Sonoma on June 24th, the Toyota Save Mart 350. Matt Kenseth still leading in the points over Earnhardt by 4 points. Greg Biffle. Matt Kenseth, Dale Earnhardt kept their spots in the point standings. Jimmy Johnson moved up 1. Denny Hamlin moved back 1. Kevin Harvick, Martin Truex, Tony Stewart 8th, Clint Bowyer 9th, Brad Keselowski 10th, Carl Edwards 11th, Kyle Busch 12th. From 6th place to 12th, all kept their positions in the points lead. Ryan Newman was one of the ones that moved forward, and Jimmy Johnson. So going into Sonoma on June 24th, the Toyota Save Mart 350, Matt Kenseth, Dale Jr., and Greg Biffle. Let's see what happens. We've got some great racing going on right here in our own town. I've been trying to get a hold of, and I'm still going to try, to owner David Gold. Okay, we've made an attempt to get a hold of David Gold, the owner and the driver known as Scooter, in a stock class that races over in Orlando Speed World. Any information you need, you can go to orlandospeedworld.org and check them out. This Friday, June 29th, the Sportsman 50 Modified Super Stock, Strictly Stocks, Legends, and Bandoleros. July, they're coming back. They're going to miss the 4th of July weekend. They're coming back on a Friday, July 13th, for the Mini Stocks 50 and the Strictly Stocks 35. It's going to be great. July is a great month for them. They race every other weekend. July 27th, they'll come back with E-Modified 50, the Pro Late Models, Sportsman, Pro Truck, Strictly Stocks, Legends, Bandoleros. Check them out. They're on Highway 50 in Orlando Speed World. It's a great place to go on Friday night. Okay, guys, we finally got a hold of the car owner, David Gold. I'm sure we couldn't get a hold of his drivers. Steven Daniels, also known as Scooter, okay, in the Super Stock series that races in Orlando and New Smyrna. Hey, David, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how you doing, man?
You know what, you guys, a couple weeks back, you brought me out to your shop. You showed me a car. It was destroyed, and then you showed me a trophy. What happened?
Well, first lap there, Scooter started third, and the guys in the front of him got tangled up, and the one guy ripped his door and the quarter panel off. They set the other guy to the rear for getting in the wreck, and Scooter led all 24 laps and won the race anyway.
Hey, you know what? I got an idea. You know, the new website's up, www.according with the big number 2, Wayne.com, and it looks really great and everything. And I've got these fishing videos that's on there and the whole bit. Do you have a video of that crash and that win?
Yeah, I think we got the video of that one.
Man, I love it. I'd love to put it on my website so the fans out there that are listening to RSP and Sports can check it out.
Yeah, we can probably arrange something like that.
There you go, you guys. But anyway, okay, you're going back Friday, June 29th for the Sportsman 50. You guys are going to be running, but we're telling me you got a full weekend this weekend.
Yeah, the weekend coming. Yeah, last week we did the 50 lapper, so we got this Friday off, and then next Friday we're going to do Orlando Speed World, and then I'm going to race for the first time this year at New Smyrna, 29th.
Yeah, you guys are going to be at Orlando Speed World on the 29th and then New Smyrna on the 30th, right?
Correct. Uh-huh.
Okay, now these classes. Now, David, I got to ask you some questions. You were a driver before, and you still drive every once in a while. How long have you been doing this?
20 years.
20 years. So you've raced around in the Brevard, Space Coast, Orlando, probably way back then, maybe even a little bit of Melbourne Speedway.
No, I never raced there. I've been there. Never raced there.
Yep, well, you've been around. I hear your name all over and everything, so you've made your mark, and you keep making it, especially with a driver like Steven Daniels that comes back with a win after with no door and no quarter panel.
That's the way it works sometimes, though.
Hey.
You got to be in the right place at the right time and not destroy the car. So.
Yep. Well, I noticed on Facebook that you had a driver out there. I guess just one, the 85.
Bone Man?
Yeah, Bone Man.
Yeah, he's been out there forever, man. He actually owns a sprint car right now. So.
Well, I've seen this picture out there. It looked good and everything. David Gold, thanks for coming on my show, and I'll talk to you this week sometimes. I owe you a beer.
Sounds good, man.
All right, man.
I'll catch you later.
You take
Bye.
care of yourself. David Gold, the owner of Scooters, Stephen Daniels' car that he drives out there. These guys do a great job, and they're out there every weekend. Go out there and check them out. And if you get a chance to see Dave or Scooter himself, tell him Wayne sent you out there, okay? They're definitely committed to what they do on the weekends, okay? Some of these guys, you got to understand that they have families at home and this and that, and they sacrifice their time in the evenings to work on these race cars. I've been out there with David and Stephen both, and each evening, especially right before the race, to get their cars ready so they can go out there and have a little bit of fun doing what they like to do. But the sacrifices are unbelievable, sometimes away from your family for hours and hours and hours. So these guys, if you do get a chance to go watch them, go see them. We're going to take a few minutes to recognize a benefit celebration of life in memory of Stephen Morey. Saturday, June 23rd, it's going to start at 2 o'clock. Penny Any Subs and Pub, 2440 Minton Road in West Melbourne. We're doing a benefit out there. That's Dee's, one of the bartenders out there. And to help her out with her family, her husband, Steve Morey, passed away a couple weeks ago. Right after that, starting at 8 o'clock at night on the 23rd, we're going to have a toga party. And the Last Chance Band's going to play, and that's the R Oasis, formerly Kelly's Irish Pub. Come out and check us out. We're going to have a great time. Following weekend, July 7th, Saturday, it's going to start at 11 a.m. We're going to have cars, monster trucks, the whole bit. We're going night after night, they're going to come up and do a showing for us. It's going to start at 11. Like I said, we're going to have a 50-50 raffle. We're going to have a casting tournament, and all donations will be made to the Disabled American Vets. You guys come out. That's Tom's Fish and Tackle at 2600 Aurora Road. It's the grand opening for him. Tom's the surf fishing headquarters of Brevard. Bring us your best deal, and we'll beat it by 20%, no matter what. The following weekend, Friday the 13th, and Wright Sports in New Haven Avenue in Old Town Melbourne. Every second Friday during the month, Old Town Melbourne shuts down its streets. We have a big street party and everything, and we're going to do a grand opening out there. I'm going to be out there. We're going to be filming. It's going to be a live remote out there, video remote. So come out there and be on my show with me. But the block party in Old Town Melbourne, that's Friday on the 13th at Wright Sports Apparel. Okay, you guys have a great weekend. As JJ says, whatever you do, whether you're in a boat, a car, on a bike, or whatever, don't drink and drive. And JJ's Hot Race Limousine is the official limousine service for RSPN Sports Network. Have a nice weekend.